Have you ever woken up feeling like your body didn't rest at all? You sit on the edge of the bed, willing your legs to move, but they feel heavier than they did just a few weeks ago. Your arms. They require more effort now, just to lift something as simple as your blanket. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not imagining it. This isn't just the natural process of aging, it's something called sarcopenia, the silent and gradual loss of muscle mass that starts sneaking in after the age of 60. But here's something most people don't realize. Your muscles don't rebuild when you're moving. They actually heal and grow stronger while you sleep. Yes, while you're tucked under the covers, your body has the potential to repair itself, but only if you give it the right building blocks. That means the right kind of evening foods, the right nutrients, and a bit of consistency. Without them, strength continues to fade quietly. With them, you might just wake up feeling more powerful than you have in years. If you're someone who believes it's too late to reclaim your strength, think again. In this video, we'll explore 4 science-backed bedtime foods that help reverse age-related muscle loss, improve sleep quality, and promote real overnight recovery. You'll even meet real people who tried them and felt the results. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Let's dive in. Let me introduce you to George, a gentle retired school teacher with the kind of wisdom that only comes from 74 years of life experience. When I met George, he told me something that stuck with me. Each morning, he said, felt like waking up inside someone else's body. His legs didn't feel steady. His arms seemed heavier. And though he made it through the night without any obvious pain, his body felt stiff, almost like it had stored up stress while he slept. I don't rest anymore, he told me, I just lie there. He wasn't depressed, he wasn't unwell, but he was tired in a way that sleep didn't seem to fix. Instead of starting his days with energy, he was starting them with effort. I suggested something simple, just 2 kiwis before bed. Nothing fancy, no supplements, no powders. Just a couple of fuzzy green fruits eaten slowly about an hour before sleep. George gave it a shot. 2 weeks later, he called me laughing. I feel like I'm waking up in my own body again, he said. The stiffness, almost gone. The heaviness in his limbs, fading. He even told me he was falling asleep faster and sleeping more deeply than he had in years. I no longer creak like an old chair, he joked. And that right there is the quiet power of kiwi. It may look like a simple fruit, but for aging muscles and tired bodies, it can be a gentle miracle. So what makes kiwi so effective, especially for seniors over 60? First, it's one of the few fruits in nature that naturally contains melatonin, the hormone your brain uses to signal it's time to sleep. Unlike synthetic melatonin supplements, which can feel heavy or leave you groggy. The melatonin in kiwi works in harmony with your body. It helps you ease into those deeper, more restorative stages of sleep, the very stages where your muscles are rebuilt, your hormones are balanced, and your strength is quietly restored. And that's not all. Kiwi is also packed with antioxidants like vitamin C and vitamin E, which combat oxidative stress and inflammation, 2 major culprits behind soreness, stiffness, and that sluggish, slowed-down feeling so many seniors experience in the morning. Another hidden benefit kiwi is loaded with potassium, a critical mineral that supports proper muscle contractions and helps prevent those dreaded nighttime leg cramps. If you've ever jolted awake at 3 a.m. from a sharp burning cramp in your calf, you know how important that can be. Yet despite its sweet taste, kiwi has a low glycemic index, meaning it won't spike your blood sugar. It's also naturally low in sodium, making it a safe choice for those managing high blood pressure or keeping a close eye on their heart health. In other words, kiwi is one of the few bedtime snacks that's both gentle and powerful. It calms the nervous system, repairs muscle tissue, and supports restful sleep, all without disrupting your metabolism or digestion. Now, how do you use it? Keep it simple. About 1 hour before bedtime, peel and enjoy 2 ripe kiwis slowly, mindfully. Don't rush through them. This isn't just a snack, it's a ritual. Pair it with a soft book, a calming piece of music, or a moment of reflection. This small act sends a message to your body. The day is done. It's time to rest. And tonight, I'm giving you what you need to rebuild. If you're sensitive to fruit acids or prone to digestive issues, start with one kiwi and see how your body responds. Most people find kiwi soothing, but it's always wise to listen to your own body first. And if you've never considered kiwi as a nighttime food, maybe tonight's the night to try. It's one of the smallest, easiest steps you can take to support your muscles, your sleep, and your strength, especially after 60. At True Health Way, we believe healing happens in the quiet choices. So here's your gentle challenge. Pick up 2 kiwis this week and add them to your evening routine. See how your body responds. And if you feel even a little bit better in the morning, that's a message worth listening to. Let's talk about Lean, a bright 68-year-old woman with a generous heart and a love for gifting fruit to friends. But despite her cheerfulness, she had been hiding a quiet frustration every morning. Her legs felt like overcooked noodles, unsteady, weak, unreliable. Getting out of bed became a balancing act. Going downstairs required gripping the rail just a little tighter than before. Like many older adults, Lean had cut out evening snacks, believing that going to bed empty would improve her sleep. In reality, she was unintentionally depriving her body of something essential, the fuel to repair her muscles overnight. So we tried something very simple. Just one poached egg before bed. That's all. 2 weeks later, Lean's voice was brighter than ever. I feel stable, she told me. I didn't think something so small could make a difference, but I don't wobble when I stand anymore. And the reason is science. Eggs aren't just breakfast food, they're a complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids your muscles need to recover and grow. Even more impressive, they're rich in leucine, an amino acid that plays a direct role in activating muscle protein synthesis, the very process your body uses to rebuild muscle. For seniors, this matters deeply. As we age, our bodies become less responsive to small amounts of protein. While a 25-year-old can build muscle from a tiny chicken breast, someone over 60 often needs higher quality protein and a bit more of it to see the same benefit. That's where the humble egg shines. But there's more. Eggs are also an excellent source of vitamin D, a nutrient crucial not only for strong bones, but also for healthy muscle function and coordination. Many seniors unknowingly struggle with vitamin D deficiency, especially those who spend less time in sunlight. And let's not forget choline, another nutrient found in eggs that supports brain health and helps your nerves communicate properly with your muscles. So when you eat an egg before bed, you're not just feeding your body, you're nourishing your muscle strength, coordination, and cognitive sharpness all at once. It's a compact, natural multivitamin disguised as food. Now you might be wondering, what about cholesterol? Isn't it risky to eat eggs every day? That's a fair question, especially since eggs once had a bad reputation. But recent science has cleared their name. For most people, 1 egg per day is perfectly safe and does not increase the risk of heart disease. In fact, it may even help improve your HDL levels. That's the good cholesterol your body needs. Of course, if your doctor has given you specific dietary instructions, always follow those. But for the majority of seniors, eggs are not only safe, they're powerful. So how should you enjoy them before bed? Gently cooked is best. A soft-boiled, poached or lightly scrambled egg in olive oil preserves more nutrients and is easier on the digestive system. Avoid heavy frying or salty add-ons. Those can work against your blood pressure and irritate your stomach. Think of this not as a heavy meal, but as a warm, nourishing evening snack. It's especially helpful if your dinner was light or lacked protein. And if chewing is difficult, a soft egg is one of the easiest forms of protein to swallow. No jaw strain, just smooth, soothing nutrition. At True Health Way, we're here to remind you that small nightly habits can lead to big health transformations. A single egg before bed might be just what your muscles and your balance are quietly craving. So tonight, skip the late-night cookie or chips. Instead, give your body something it can truly use. Try one softly cooked egg an hour before sleep and notice how you feel over the next few days. It may just become the most powerful part of your bedtime ritual. Let me tell you about Harold. At 72 years old, Harold is a retired gardener with a handshake firm as soil and a heart just as grounded. But despite his active lifestyle, Harold had one persistent complaint every morning. His legs felt tight, almost clenched. I move around, I stretch, but it's like my muscles never really let go overnight, he told me. He wasn't in pain exactly, but there was a lingering stiffness that followed him into each new day. We looked into his routine, his meals, his sleep, and quickly discovered a common and quiet culprit: magnesium deficiency. The solution: something so simple, so small, that most people overlook it entirely. Just a spoonful or two of pumpkin seeds before bed. After just a week of adding these little green gems to his nighttime routine, Harold noticed a change. He wasn't dragging his legs out of bed anymore. The tightness faded, and he told me something beautiful. I feel like my muscles are breathing again. That's the power of magnesium, a mineral that most older adults are unknowingly low on. Magnesium is essential for muscle relaxation, especially at night. Without it, your muscles can remain partially tensed even while you're asleep, leaving you feeling tight, sore, and unrested in the morning. But pumpkin seeds are one of nature's richest sources of this critical mineral. Just 1 ounce, about a small handful, can provide up to 37% of your daily magnesium needs. But the magic of pumpkin seeds doesn't stop there. They also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that your body turns into serotonin and then into melatonin, your brain's natural signal that it's time to sleep. When tryptophan and magnesium come together, they create a potent 1-2 punch that helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. While you sleep, these seeds go to work. Each tablespoon delivers around 7 grams of plant-based protein and healthy fats that slow digestion and provide a steady release of amino acids throughout the night. Instead of a spike and crash, your muscles receive a gentle stream of fuel, exactly what aging bodies need to rebuild. There's another unsung hero in pumpkin seed: zinc. Zinc is essential for cell repair, immune strength, and hormonal balance, especially for men over 60 who are working to preserve testosterone levels and maintain lean muscle mass. Pumpkin seeds are one of the rare foods that naturally combine protein, fats, and trace minerals like zinc and magnesium in one small, easy-to-digest package. They're not just a snack, they're a muscle-supporting, hormone-balancing, sleep-enhancing tonic. And yet they sit quietly in most people's pantries, unnoticed and underused. So how can you use them effectively? It's beautifully simple. 1 to 2 tablespoons before bed is more than enough. You can eat them plain, slightly warmed in a skillet to release their nutty aroma, or sprinkle them over a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt for an extra protein boost. Just make sure you're choosing unsalted seeds, especially if you're watching your blood pressure. Think of it not as a snack, but as a nightly ritual, a message to your body that healing is happening. At True Health Way, we believe strength doesn't come from doing more, it comes from giving your body what it's quietly asking for. So tonight, instead of skipping your evening nourishment, try adding a handful of pumpkin seeds to your wind-down routine. You might just wake up tomorrow feeling a little stronger, a little looser, and a lot more energized. Let me tell you about Martha. At 76, she was sharp-spirited and deeply committed to staying independent. But beneath her cheerful tone was a quiet frustration. "My legs just don't feel like they belong to me anymore," she once told me. Climbing stairs had become a cautious mission. Getting in and out of the car took more effort than she cared to admit. Doctors had reassured her. "It's just aging," they said. But Martha wasn't satisfied with that answer. She felt like something was missing, something subtle yet essential. So together we made one small change: a few spoonfuls of cottage cheese before bed. That's it. No new workouts. No expensive supplements. Just a creamy, unassuming snack that her grandmother used to eat. And within 3 weeks, Martha began to feel like herself again. "My energy is back," she smiled. "It's like my body finally got the message." So what makes cottage cheese such a powerful recovery tool for older adults? The answer lies in its unique protein structure. Unlike most proteins that digest quickly, cottage cheese contains casein protein, a slow-releasing form of nourishment that drips amino acids into your system gradually throughout the night. That steady stream is crucial, especially for people over 60. As we age, our bodies enter repair mode more slowly. If we don't have enough amino acids available in the bloodstream during those vital nighttime hours, the body can start breaking down muscle for fuel, undoing the hard-earned strength we're trying to preserve. Casein solves that problem beautifully. Instead of flooding your body with protein all at once, it provides a sustained release over several hours, supporting muscle regeneration quietly and effectively while you sleep. And there's more. Like eggs, cottage cheese is rich in leucine, the amino acid that directly signals your body to build new muscle tissue. But because cottage cheese breaks down slowly, that leucine stays in your system longer, essentially extending your body's repair window. It's like giving your muscles an overnight construction crew that works calmly and steadily through the night. What's also impressive is how blood sugar-friendly cottage cheese is. With its low carbohydrate and low sugar content, especially in the plain low-fat varieties, it won't spike your insulin or disrupt your metabolism. That makes it an excellent choice for anyone managing diabetes, pre-diabetes, or simply aiming to regulate their blood sugar overnight. And it doesn't sit heavily in the stomach, which is perfect if you're someone who avoids eating too late to prevent discomfort or indigestion. If you're wondering how to start, keep it simple. About 30 minutes before bed, enjoy just a few spoonfuls of low-fat, low-sodium cottage cheese. That's all it takes. You can eat it plain, or if you want to soften the flavor, pair it with something gentle like a few slices of banana, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or even half of a kiwi, especially if you've saved one from earlier in the week. Think of it less as a meal and more as a message to your body. Here's what you need. Use it while I sleep. No cooking, no prep, no effort. Just open the container, grab a spoon, and support your body with quiet consistency. And if you're watching your heart health, go for the 1% or low-fat options and always check for low sodium if blood pressure is a concern. At True Health Way, we believe healing after 60 doesn't require dramatic overhauls. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency and carefully chosen habits that work with your body's natural rhythm. A spoonful of cottage cheese isn't flashy, but night after night it becomes a form of nourishment that whispers to your muscles, "You're safe. You're supported. Keep rebuilding." So here's your gentle invitation. If you've ever felt like your strength was fading in the dark, let this be your light. Try adding cottage cheese to your bedtime ritual this week, just a little. Then observe how your mornings feel. You might wake up with more energy, more stability, more you. This isn't just nutrition, it's a form of self-respect. It's your way of saying, I still care about how I feel tomorrow. Because muscle loss is not your destiny. Weakness is not your future. And this small act, it might just be the most powerful part of your night. As we wrap up this journey through the quiet power of nighttime nourishment, there's one thing I want you to remember. You don't need extreme workouts or expensive supplements to stay strong after 60. The truth is, strength doesn't just come from heavy lifting or complicated regimens. It comes from the small, consistent choices you make every single evening. A kiwi and egg, a handful of pumpkin seeds, a few spoonfuls of cottage cheese. None of these seem revolutionary on their own, but together they create a foundation, a rhythm, a message to your muscles that says, you still matter. You are still being cared for. So tonight, picture this. You're peeling a kiwi as you wind down your day. You crack a soft-boiled egg with calm intention. You scoop creamy cottage cheese into a small bowl. Maybe you nibble gently on pumpkin seeds while reading or reflecting. These aren't just snacks. They are acts of love. Each one is a gentle, quiet promise to your future self that you are still investing in strength, still choosing vitality, still believing in your own resilience. Now, I want to hear from you. Which bedtime food will you try first? Is it the tropical sweetness of kiwi, the protein power of an egg, the quiet strength of pumpkin seeds, or the slow and steady support of cottage cheese? Let us know in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to begin their healing journey tonight. And if you haven't already subscribed to Senior Health, and join our growing community of older adults who believe that aging should mean getting stronger, not weaker. At True Health Way, we believe this kind of strength, the kind that's built with patience, nourishment, and care, is the most powerful kind there is. Until next time, rest, well, eat wisely, and wake up tomorrow just a little bit stronger than today.